What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video we're finally working on my E90 M3, which I've owned for 8 months now, and this car has literally been sitting on my street for like 4 months now because I've kind of been neglecting it like I do a lot of the times with a lot of my other cars. But we're finally fixing this one. Basically the motor is out of the car right now, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. And also there's some frame damage on the car, so my cousin is on his way right now to my house to come pick it up, and we're gonna bring it to a frame guy so he can fix up the chassis. And yeah, here's the car for those of you who don't know. It's a DCT, it's a competition package, and it has 64,000 miles. And yeah, this is what it looks like right now. I've never owned an E90 M3, but I've driven them before, and man, it's literally the best sounding engine BMW has ever created. All right, we got Danik Towing. Hit him up for your guys' local Sacramento needs. We got it on the trailer, everything's good, and it looks good. Going to the frame shop. This place looks really nice actually for shops. Like the general design of the place looks pretty nice. I don't know where this dude's shop is at though. Well, the E90 made it to the frame shop. It's gonna sit here until he finishes the other car that's currently on his frame machine, and then this thing's next. But there's a lot of things that still needs to be done, so we're gonna go back to working on the engine and do the rod bearings now and get that stuff done. This guy's showing Daniel his Z3s. We are at the shop and we have to get the S65 on the engine stand right now. There was some more stuff on top of here, but this thing has literally became a shelf in the shop. There are a couple things we need to do to this engine. We got to get it off of this pallet thing and onto one of these. I totally forgot to mention, I actually bought this engine between now and the last video. I paid $6,000 for it. It has 54,000 miles and it came out of an E93 M3. I did a compression test when I bought it, so hopefully it's all good and it sounds good when we throw it in. Now that the S65 is on an engine stand, we can take the oil pan off to bring it to a welder to get this thing welded up because of that hairline crack that I'll show you guys that it has. This engine is literally so mint. Like, look at the heads, clean. Usually don't see examples of S65s this clean because most of them have at least 100,000 miles. This one has only 54,000 miles, and that's pretty cool. Looks pretty black, not gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna let that drain out for a while. What the heck? Pulled the stud out. There we go. Well, while that's draining, I'm gonna remove other small things. Definitely need new motor mounts. Looks like there was barely any oil in the engine. Honestly, I thought there was gonna be more. Ooh. The header's in the way. That's kind of annoying. So what I'm deciding to do is I'm borrowing an engine stand from my neighbor's shop. And about 10 minutes later, we are on the Mac Tools engine stand, which is so cool. Shout out to my neighbor John for letting me borrow this thing. And bam, we got the engine fully upside down. So now we can clearly see the cracks. Yeah, so there's that part, and then it extends a little further down. So yeah, we're gonna get this taken care of, and hopefully it doesn't mess with the bolts or anything like that. Okay, I officially removed all of the hardware from the oil pan on the engine. So now we can get the oil pan removed. And we're looking pretty good. Wow, this engine is literally in mint condition. Okay, well, we are back at the shop and it's time to do the rod bearings on my engine. I kind of need to set up a little bit of a table here to make it nice and organized. I just actually picked up the oil pan, and let me show you guys that real quick. The crack actually went a lot further, so when my friend was grinding it down, it actually expanded to here. And I also have oil filter housing gasket, which they do go bad. And honestly, this motor looks in such good condition that there's probably not even a reason for me to touch it, but I'm just gonna do it for the peace of mind, just because it's a lot easier to do now than later. We basically have everything set up. Got this little table right here. Got a little piece of cardboard to put down the old rod bearings, and we can see the wear on each individual cylinder. And here are the bearings that I'm going with, just because I got them with the car, and I also have the ARP bolts, so that's nice that I didn't have to buy any of those, because this and this is like almost $1,000. Damn, that was not gentle. All right, well, we finished up with the rod bearing job. This is what they look like. They're not too bad, but they definitely have some wear. Everything went pretty smoothly, wasn't too bad. And now it's time to put the pickup tubes back on, and then still need to clean up the oil pan because it was welded, and I think he drilled some holes through, which caused metal to go into the pan. So we need to make sure that there's no random chunks of metal in the oil pan before we put it back on the car. I just cleaned the oil pan, and man, I'm out of breath because it was cold outside and I was just spraying this thing down. I'm actually all soaked. It's been a couple of days and I let the oil pan fully dry out, because obviously if I'm spraying water in there, we don't want water going into the engine. I just cleaned this surface, and this surface has been already cleaned for a minute, but yeah, just put the oil tubes back in. Well, there all the bolts go. Not too brittle, but I'm still happy I'm doing it. I just got a text letting me know that the E90 M3 is done at the frame shop, so we're gonna go check it out. And also I have a tow guy that's already on his way to come pick it up, so hopefully he did a good job. And I honestly really won't be able to tell until the car goes to an alignment shop, because that was the main thing. It wasn't anything cosmetic, it was more like structural. So I definitely butchered that word, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, well, here's the E90. Let's see if there's camber on the driver's side wheel, because that's the main thing that I noticed when the frame was cooked. Still a little bit of camber. Still a little bit of camber, but obviously that could possibly have to do with the alignment. But yeah, okay guys, not gonna lie, he kind of just showed me the car already. I already kind of looked at it. I don't know why, but I still can't find still can't seem to find that perfect frame guy where he does everything to the fullest extent, which he's supposed to do, because I'm paying him for that. But you know, one thing he didn't even do is mess with my hood right here. Hood gap is terrible. He told me to regulate it. He said sorry, I didn't really pay attention to that. As long as everything else kind of works. Let me turn the steering wheel this way. Yeah. Oh snap, the tire's hitting the frame, bro. Okay, well, towing it now. Hopefully the bumper doesn't clip the thing. I'm obviously not very satisfied, and it's hard for me to, you know, stay positive, but we did just pick up the car from the frame shop, and I really hope it doesn't have to go back. The tow guy dropped off the E90 M3 at the shop now, and I did send a text to the frame guy, and he basically told me that the car needs to be aligned for it not to hit the chassis, which I'm not sure if there is something that aligns the toe, which is the wheels going that way and this way, in the front at least, but I guess we'll see when I get an alignment. Quick little update. I told the guy that recommended me the frame guy, he's a shop neighbor, I was like, yo, check this out, what do you think about this? And he's like, he called up the dude, and so the frame guy came out, checked it out, and he's like, and we did some measurements with the frame tool. I don't know the name of it, but basically everything measured out correctly, so I'm hoping alignment is just the next step and it'll be good. New gasket installed. Honestly, pretty easy. Just got to get it back on the block. Houston, we might have a problem. I just noticed this leak on the ground, and it's leaking from, definitely leaking from where it was welded. Rip. That sucks, guys. At least I'm finding it now while it's still on an engine stand. It's been a couple of days now, but the S65 is basically completely ready to go. Besides the engine harness, we did the oil filter housing gasket, we changed the spark plugs, and we did the rod bearings, and the oil pan is no longer leaking from that spot. I got it re-welded and looks like it's holding up, so that's good. But before the engine goes back into the car, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up the engine bay. It is super dirty in here right now, so perfect opportunity to just clean this thing up. I definitely need a nice polish, though, not gonna lie. But clean enough to go into the shop. We got the E90 in the shop, so I decided to put it in the back with way more space. Over here, and yeah, only thing that I'm lacking is more light, but car's on the lift, gotta remove the subframe. I've never actually put an engine back like this without having the front fork off. Flywheel torqued down right back there, and then I just kind of decided before we put the transmission on completely, I'm gonna replace the filter, which I have the kit right here. And yeah, the old one is right there, pretty dirty. Now I need to remember which way this gets put in. All right, well guys, it is the next day now. I'm kind of taking my time with this, putting this engine back in, but I am here by myself right now. I just basically put all the wiring back in on the transmission. We torqued all the transmission bolts to the engine, and right now it's basically ready to go. And I also just picked up an X pipe for this car. I'm not sure how this is gonna sound or if I'm even gonna like it, but now that we have this and we have this muffler with the muffler mod done, we could shoot flames on this car, so that'll be exciting. But before I can even think about doing that, I need to get this engine back in. So yeah, my neighbor gave me this crate, we put it up on a crate. Doesn't even look like I need to support the transmission at all because it's kind of already high enough, so we're just gonna run it like this. Okay, we're going down. Subframe is right there, and where it bolts up to is right there, so it's a little bit offset, so we need to push the whole engine and transmission backwards. Might be a little too strong for this. Yeah, now we're literally the same amount, but just too far back. Battery is exhausted on the camera. Must be pretty late for the camera. I don't know why it's exhausted, but yeah, it died. So we got to switch over to the phone, but iPhone 17 is pretty good quality, so I'm not even complaining. And yeah, I actually just was able to move the engine enough to where it actually looks like it's in perfect position to go in. That lines up with that, and so we're just going to continuously, slowly but surely drop it. The only thing that's really in the way is this steering thing, and if I could just jam it out of the way. All right guys, well, engine is in. Can't even believe it. It's actually in. So here comes the sketchy part. Not really, but kind of.
If something's gonna go wrong, this is when it's gonna happen.
Exactly. But car is basically on the ground. Man, this thing looks sick. Let's go. All right, well, this looks like it's gonna line up. All right, we got all the subframe bolts torqued down. Now we got to do the transmission mount, but first we have to tighten them. So we already serviced the filter, but there's another filter on this transmission. Instead of running a plastic lower pan cover, we're gonna be installing a metal one. For sure it's aluminum. Luckily it already comes with the gasket, but yeah, pretty sick aluminum. It's gonna help the heat escape easier, I think, but it looks cool too. All right, well, I got the old pan off, the gasket and the filter off, and I cleaned the mating surfaces. Now it's time to install the new filter. And yes, we've got a heater at the shop now because it's been like 50 degrees for the past month almost, maybe less than a month, but it's been like 40 to 50 degrees, which is freezing. But with the heater, I'm able to be in a shirt in the shop, which is pretty cool. Okay, well, most of the stuff underneath the car is ready to go. The new transmission pan, which looks absolutely amazing. Little bit of a late start to the day. It's like 4 p.m. already, and I'm just now getting to the shop to work on the E90, but I just picked up a 5-gallon tank of fuel, not a tank, but like a jug, and I filled it up with 91 at the gas station because I plan on taking out all the old fuel out of the car just because it's been about, I want to say closer to 3-4 years since any new fuel has been put into that car. The way we're going to do that is by using this pump right here. All right, well, it's getting kind of late. I hate to put this off another day. I just got here too late to be able to get it done today, and I am trying to wake up early tomorrow, so I kind of have to call this here. So tomorrow we will start the car finally. Alrighty, we are back, and today will be the day we start the E90 for the very first time, which is exciting, but we got to get to it if we really want to do it. Also, check out the belt that I got. This thing is sick. It's literally red. Okay, I don't think anybody's gonna see this red belt, but it does look sick. Added oil and the battery's installed, so all we have left to do is to start this thing, which I'm incredibly nervous about just because of, you know, the rod bearing job, and I never heard this motor and I paid $6 grand for it, so we shall see if it was worth the money right now on how it sounds. But I'm probably gonna have a hard time hearing it now that I think of it because I have no exhaust. Like I said, first startup, this one's gonna be rowdy to hear that V8 roar. Battery all connected. This thing's at like 12.5 volts. Should be good enough. I also kind of just want to spin the engine a little bit. Get that oil in there. So I'm starting it and then got the engine started. I can't even believe it, but that's where the video is going to end here. And the next episode or video, whatever you want to call it, we're going to be taking this thing to the alignment shop and hoping that the framework was done correctly, and also putting the bumper back on, putting the fender back on, basically making it a complete car, and then probably start to work on the interior because this thing had a sunroof drain that was clogged, and man, does it smell bad in here. So we also have to figure out how to get the smell out of here. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed, please thumbs up, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.